that's why art is very important both for the health and for future purposes. Walk with me. So first of all, do you see where we are? This is a school designed by people who probably took art in high school. Some people made a career out of this. But for the people who don't make a career out of this, it's good to just have it there to just de-stress, you know? Maybe some people will find comfort in drawing anime characters or a scenery, but equally, it's very important. Sit with me. Let's take this Oreo for example. Do you see the design on that? That had to be drawn. This had to be drawn. This is art. This is an Oreo. Art is beautiful in so many ways. It can be shown in so many ways. Painting, drawing, makeup. It's everywhere. Art is really everywhere. So that's why art is important.
Right, hello. I'm Nicole Escalante and I'm in grade 11. And I think the arts are an essential part of our society. So the arts are important because it's a form of self-expression and it really gets your creative juices flowing. Yes, it really do feel like that sometimes. But essentially, it's just really good for people to just express themselves artistically in a way that they can't scientifically, I guess. And it's just like kind of like an escape for people who don't want to deal with things, I guess, like logically, if you know what I mean. Like they just like want to just like think for themselves rather than having to think a certain way as many curriculums in this school do. And it's just like, you know, it's nice. That's all.
My name is Mira Opus and I'm a sophomore at MV, and I think art is very important because it's a form of expression for a lot of the students here, and it's a really important creative outlet. And when students are forced to sit in classrooms all day and do a bunch of math and science and English, it's really important for students to be able to express themselves and do something that requires creativity instead of just thinking and memorizing. And it's very important for students to have a release like that. And so I think it's so great that we have art classes in the school throughout all 4 years, and it's super important to have art, whether it's visual like drawing and painting, or like drama or band or choir. Anything that requires creativity and expression is super important to students, and art is great.
My name is Giovanni Alvarado, aka Quad Dog, and I think art is important because of how you can express yourself. That's it.
Hi, I'm Travis, I'm a junior, and I think art is super important on our campus because it kind of gives people an outlet to express themselves where other classes like sports and stuff, I'm not saying that doesn't allow you to express yourself, but it might not allow someone to express themselves as much as art does. It's like something that you can't really like get all over the place. I think it's so important to have it on our campus, and like, yeah.
Hi, my name is Shivani Chandra and I'm in 11th grade. Art is important to me because it helps me express myself and put my ideas out there in a more creative way, and it kind of lets me push past the boundaries of certain things. Yeah, that's why it's important to me.
I'm Sana Cambo and I'm in 11th grade, and art is important to me because it helps me express my feelings.
Hi, my name is Daniel Klingersmith and I'm in grade 11, and when I'm doing art it really helps my anxiety because I suffer from an anxiety disorder and it's like really bad, and when I draw it helps a lot.
Sophia Romero, I'm a junior at Marietta Valley, and I think art is important because it's an amazing way to express yourself and really just bring out your creativity and show the world what you're about.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Anderson. I teach science at Marietta Valley. I wrote it out because I had to write it down for myself, but I just want to say I'll be perfectly honest. When I was in high school, I had to take art, and I basically thought of it as just a high school graduation. However, By being married to my husband, who is actually from an art major, I've learned more about art and I've found an appreciation for it. And one of the misconceptions that I've always had was that I can't do art, I'm not talented like that, but art is something that anyone can do. Art is a great way for us to express ourselves and express what we're feeling. And through those emotions, you can do any sort of medium. It can be anything you can think of. You can draw, you can paint, you can use clay, you can use metal, you can use composites. Anything that you really want to do, it doesn't matter. That's the great thing about art. All it matters is that the emotions that you evoke in the people who are seeing and looking at your art. That's all that matters. And a lot of jobs require creativity, and the employees have to show this. So, some of the things that I came up with is, first of all, the clothes that we wear. All that has been designed by someone who's creative and most likely someone who was in art. The same thing goes for every video game, every movie, animated movie, CGI, all those things have to do with someone who was in some form of art, as well as architects. Okay, they had to go through basically art school in order to create what they do now. And these are just some of the examples that I've come up with. All of these jobs are not art per se, but they use the skills that these students can learn from art. And this is why art is important.
Hi, I'm Miss Augustine. I teach math, and I think that art is important for several reasons. I think first off, I think it links a lot of the other subject areas together. A lot of like English things have been written about art. Mathematics definitely shows up in art, and I just think also that it's a great way to look back at past cultures and kind of see what their viewpoints on things are and see the beauty of what they kind of focused on during that time period. So I think art is very important.
So as an encapsulation of all of our interviews, we wanted to start off to say that in our own words, we think art is important because of the ability that it gives someone to critically think and to start distinguishing why people do things. You know, personally, what I've learned from art is that everything matters, every detail matters. Like, I never thought installation matters. I never thought, you know, texture matters. I never put much emphasis on these things. But after actually studying art and learning the true mechanics of it, I really learned that people do things specifically for a really good reason, and I think that's a valuable lesson that you can take away from art, because it's not only in art that you see that people do specific things, but also in life, and that's a really good skill to have, because you start to learn and see like why people do things. And then another reason why we think art is important is the ability to just see art everywhere, because you know that art is so essential to everything. You know, there's mathematical proportions for art, and then there's bases for what we see as pretty, you know, symmetry, colors, why do colors match, and you just start to realize that truly everything is art in one sense or another. And I feel like that's what's so important about art, because once you start appreciating it, you start appreciating life more, because you start seeing how fragile it is and how everything is interconnected. And I feel like that was the most important part of this whole thing. You know, many people start talking about the creative outlets of it and how it lets you express yourselves. But in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture of what art is, we saw that art was really this catalyst of developing how we see the world. And I feel like that's probably the most essential part of art, is that it really does transform you as a person and how you view things and why you view things certainly. And that's our conclusion for this documentary. Thank you so much.